In the face of the culture of death, the prevalence of fear and confusion, the reign of terror, and the ominous clouds of doubt, where does a good Filipino stand? The present moment is a good opportunity to ask oneself, what should a good Filipino be today? What does it mean to be a good Filipino in the here and now? We don't have to venture far to see the answer. Our Panatang Makabayan is a concise and profound credo for each and every Filipino. It enshrines the necessary values that ought to guide one's conscience and external actions. A good Filipino today should be the very incarnation of the Panatang Makabayan. A good Filipino today ought to be Makadiyos. By acknowledging the power and sovereignty of the divine, the entire life of a Filipino is governed by divine law that demands a primary loyalty and devotion to God, a faith that transcends all sorts of internal and external barriers. A good Filipino today ought to be makatao. It is in seeing and acknowledging the dignity of our fellow men that we also understand the deeper meaning of how and what it is to be a human person. By striving to build a society that does not distinguish and prefer between the rich and poor, the poderosos and the common people, we are establishing a humane and secure environment where each one feels loved, respected, and valued. A good Filipino today ought to be makakalikasan. The produce of Mother Nature feeds and nourishes her children. Our likas na yaman, our kalikasan, sustains our needs and the needs of future generations. The fertile soil that produces the bountiful harvest is tilled by the strong working hands of honorable farmers. The cool, refreshing waters gives us drink, food, and many more. The trees provide much beyond the shade and the fruits they offer. It is imperative for each one of us to preserve our kalikasan and care for it. A good Filipino today ought to be makabansa. The very lands and seas we have were watered and fertilized by the blood, tears, and sweat of countless martyrs, heroes, and heroines, and unsung protagonists of history. This lupang sinilangan is home of our unique faith, culture, tradition, and values. It is the sanctuary of every Filipino. It is our home. Today, in this time of suffering, crisis, and difficulties in our lives, given to us by this enormous plague, we Filipino must strengthen our faith and trust in God. We Filipino must help each other, especially in reaching the most in need. We Filipino must give our very best and pursue our dream for the better future of our native land. We must hold and stand firm. We must conquer all our endeavors and win this battle. We Filipino must become courageous enough towards others. We must be brave enough, and we must carry the difficulties that we are facing. Filipino are known for being patient, passionate, and strong people. We must remain what we were before. We must remain being passionate and patient and strong people in order to solve all these difficulties. We can stand on our own. We can defeat all that are harassing and makes us suffer. We aren't weak. We aren't poor. We are Filipino. Even what the world will turn to be, still we are Filipino. One in culture, in traditions, in faith, and in heart. We are Filipino. What a good Filipino should be today.